What do you think of Thomas Morris's punting performance? And the Gunners down to those balls.
Yeah, what was pleased with Thomas, obviously, performed like the professional, what we expected, being aggressive in the plus 50s, able to flip the field when we needed it to be flipped, and then obviously, with the Gunners making the plays, both tackling and then the ball in the air on the plus 50. So, really happy with that part of the game.
When you say aggressive in the plus 50s, what does that mean exactly?
Where we want the ball. You kick the ball at the 15-yard line, it's going to be a fair catch, and you want more out of that. So, trying to be more aggressive, get the ball further down the field.
What sticks out to you when you think about Justin Tucker and special teams group, led by John?
Well, again, and I've known John forever. They're always going to be outstanding in the kicking game. They're going to allocate time, they're going to allocate resources, and then they're going to get good players, and then they're going to get good players and make them even better players. So what they've done over the years, outstanding. They're aggressive when they need to be aggressive. They play the percentages. Justin Tucker, outstanding. The best in the league since I've been around, and that's 20-some years. So a good group. They went and drafted an outstanding punter. They got good return players with big-time speed. So overall, it's a great unit.
You went with Holland as a punt returner in the last game. What went into that decision?
A lot of things, just like, we have multiple guys that we feel comfortable with, multiple guys that we like. Sometimes it'll be situation, sometimes it'll be part of the game, sometimes it'll be how the game's going offensively or defensively. So, again, we feel we have 4 or 5 guys that we like. We'll just see how the game goes, and maybe this week we get some other people, and maybe it stays being Javon.
So it'll be constantly rotating.
Well, again, it'll all be based on the game situation, so a lot of things in flux with that.
You were mentioning Harbaugh a minute ago. How does that change your prep when you're facing a team with a head coach that obviously has that special teams background and they put more into it?
Well, I think it's more, for me, it's more of the combination of, Chris does an outstanding job, and Chris has been around a while, but then also being able to package that with John and some of the things that John has liked and some of the things that John did all the way back when he was the coordinator with the Eagles. So, you're really blending 2 different things, but the philosophy and how they play, they're very, very similar. So you're going to spend the same amount of time no matter who you play, but you just understand that, this is a group that they're not going to give anything away. You're going to have to earn everything you get.
Coach, I was curious on the 4th and 7 that obviously scored the touchdown. A field goal seemed like an option at that point. Was that something you guys were considering, kicking the field goal in that spot?
Absolutely. Anytime you're in that field position, there's always multiple options of, you punt the ball, field goal, what we call quattro situation. The offense stays on the field. So there's a lot of different options. And again, those things can change throughout the course of the game based on a lot of different variables. But, anytime we're in that area, we like Jason and we feel good, and that's always going to be one of the things we talk about.
If I could just ask you, obviously there was a big kicking situation with Denver in the game before. I'm not sure if you saw the game, but I'm curious, in those particular situations, do you have a number for Jason every particular game that you may tell Mike, hey, if we get to this yard line, and can you give us a little insight on how that conversation may work?
Well, there's always numbers, but situationally those numbers change. Whether it's in the middle of the first quarter, the end of the half, the end of the game, those lines and what you're trying to do and what you're willing to do, those things change. So, that's a situation where, you're going to look at the numbers, how you feel, how the game has progressed, what type of game it is. So there's a lot of variables. We play every game knowing certain numbers where we feel very confident with Jason, and then we also have numbers that we're more than willing to take the chance of sending him out.